Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. I'm TJ O'Connor. Joined with me tonight is Zach Burrows-Nash, who's fighting December 21st at Canterbury Park against Christian Rodriguez for Driller Promotions. We've talked about it once, talked about it twice. This is a crazy card. Kickboxing, Muay Thai during the day, MMA at night. This is a pro fight on the MMA portion of the card. Trash Talk is sponsored, as always, by Origin Wellness CBD, Valhalla Combat Sports Incorporated, Ink Shrinks Tattoo, The Fighters, and my mom. Zach, I appreciate you joining us. How you doing tonight?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on again. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, always welcome back. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Just to address the elephant in the room, we talked about it a little bit off camera, but I'm not joined tonight by my partner, Damien the Wolverine Hill, because he decided to be a bitch and get stuck at work. He texted me a little bit ago and said that his boss pulled a quick one on him. So this is a shot for Damien. He needs to become the boss, so that way this doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, it can't be a complete trash talk if we don't have Damien on there.
I know, because it's like I can only say so much. He's the shit talker of the group, so it's like, But no, always miss him, but appreciate you taking the time to talk with us nonetheless. I'm excited for this fight. You just obviously fought at the end of September. When did you get the call for this one? How quick of a turnaround was it?
Probably like a week or two, maybe a little bit longer. But I was really excited when I got it. Yeah, I've had my eye on Christian for a while. Like, I think he's a great fighter. And, in the past, like, that's all I've looked for is good fights. And
yeah,
going to be another good one come next Saturday, so.
Oh, definitely. And the fact that you're looking for tough fights, that's an understatement, I believe. If you look at, even going back to the last couple of amateur fights that you had, you only fought the tough guys and transitioned that right into the pro ranks early. And I'm glad you kind of brought it up because I wanted to mention, I don't believe you were on the same card, but I know Christian has fought on your home gym, Ironwork Promotions, Three River Throwdown cards in the past. What do you know about him, and what do you know about him as his opponent, his fighting style?
From what I've seen is he's good with his pressure. He's good with his hands. He's fluid. He's always in position to do something for the most part. I haven't seen too much of his ground game, but I know on his feet, from what I've seen, he knocked out one of my teammates on one of the cards. But everything I've seen from him, he's just fluid with everything. So
yeah, obviously a tough kid, and like I said, but you're no slouch yourself. That's obviously why you're in this position. Coming off the last fight there, did you end up taking a break? I know the fight, you got this one pretty quick. Did you take any time off, or were you right back in the gym after that one?
I usually take a couple weeks off. I'll kind of come in once or twice a week, maybe come in even and do my own thing. But, I always try and get my head right first. First and foremost, especially after losing my last fight, I have to go back, reset, and kind of rethink things, and then come back in and get back to work. So, yeah,
and that just goes to show the mindset of a true martial artist. Is you realize, you calculate what happened, you make those changes. Were there any? Without going into any details, obviously, were there any changes that were made, or was it just more, little tweaks here and there that that you wanted to bring into this fight?
I'd probably just say more tweaks than anything. I'm not going to completely change what I do or who I am as a fighter, but it was just more reflection than anything. I look back, the first time I fought Struby, I learned a lot, and the second time I fought Struby, I learned a lot. So it's just, it's all a learning process, and you take what you get and then you kind of analyze it and go back. So.
Oh, of course. And being able to have that mindset, look forward, and like you said, reset yourself before taking the next fight. You said, if you took this fight, I'd say early mid-October. You've known about it for a while. What is the camp been like? What have been some of the main focal points? Has it been more of the same, focusing on the cardio, like you said last time? Because obviously you can wrestle. I mean, you're born wrestling. That's in your. But you were talking about more working on your striking last time. Is it more just improving everything day to day as on yourself, or are you focusing on anything that he might bring?
I never really focus on one certain thing. I try to mix it up for the most part. You know, like I pretty much just catch wrestle with everybody, and then like just time spar for the most part. You know, we work on technique in Muay Thai class, and then like I learned a lot of jiu-jitsu from just guys picking shit up in the gym. So yeah, just kind of, I guess that's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's hard to learn how to grapple at Ironworks. I mean, there's so many guys down there. The gym's just full of talent. Who have been some of the guys that you've been working with on this camp that have been resembling Christian, or just been there for you, giving you bodies this camp?
Ben Ross, Rodney, Alvey, Sam Brewer. Sam Brewer and me had a fun little go last night, and I guess John Fro, just the coaches, Shea especially, working with him, like he's just incredible, like what he does, and then of course Ammerman too. Like I don't really learn a whole lot from Ammerman, but I get a lot tougher from working with him. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible not to. I mean, that guy goes and goes. And a couple of the names that I really like that you mentioned, that I feel like would be beneficial for this fight are, working with Sam and then Alvey, obviously, because I feel like if there's someone that you're going to see that's going to give you as similar of a look, kind of similar body types, Alvey obviously is a 125er. But I mean, when he's not outside of camp,
big 125er.
Yeah. Yeah, he can give you a good look. With his experience, what type of advice has he given you going into this fight? Some of the looks that he's been able to pass over.
Let's say, as far as advice, it's just more be myself. Like, don't try to step. I guess I don't even know how to explain it. If he was here, he could say it. But I guess it's just more, sticking to my game plan and sticking to who I am. Just kind of trying to go with that, and like not doing nothing too crazy, and not trying to push anything like one certain way. Like I have to have this. If I don't get this, fuck the rest of the fight. It's just more, just kind of staying true to what I do.
Definitely, and that's great advice, obviously, from a veteran. Just being yourself, because we've talked about this on the show before, Damien and I, in the past, where guys, there's coaches who try to make the fighters like how they want them to be. And then there's coaches who learn who the fighter is and embraces their strengths. And that's what when you look at the top fighters, everybody, they embrace what they do best. They're not trying to be anything else. So to have that mindset, have those things, that's great to have. Going into the fight a little bit more specifically here on the 21st, I never like to ask for any type of game plan, but if you had to narrow it down, what would be the one thing that you have to bring to the cage on the 21st just to ensure that you get your hand raised?
Stay calm, I guess. I know I'm going to get hit in the fight. It's just a matter of sticking to what I do and firing back at the right times. And if it comes down to it, take him to the ground and beat him up there. It's just, I guess I don't really know. I never really have too much of a game plan going into the fights.
Yeah.
Just because when I do, I think I overthink things. So.
Oh, I mean, that's a beautiful way of putting it. I mean, game plans, as far as when executed properly, they're beautiful. But like you said, when they're overthought, when you start focusing on things, one of the things you touched on earlier is, like what Alvey was telling you is, if you're focusing, I have to get the takedown, and then also you don't get it, well, now what? But when you come in with a clear mind and just let the fight happen and flow, like you do in sparring, I would imagine, things just come so much more natural to you. Man, Zach, I couldn't be more excited for this fight. I think this is a true fight, a true test. I think it's one of the pro fights on the card that people aren't talking about that they need to talk about. I feel like it's two of the top guys. I feel like with your last performance, showing how it was, there's only so much that you can take away from a loss, and as fighters, we hate silver medals. But going against a guy like Sean and fighting the way you did, there's only so much you can learn from that, so much to gain from that, and transition that in this fight. I can only expect you're going to be very prepared. Before we wrap it up tonight, is there any teammates, sponsors, anybody outside of the gym that you just want to give a shout out to? Maybe even you already gave them a shout out. Give them a double shout out if they deserve it. Platform's yours.
All right. First off, I'll thank my girlfriend Jenna for putting up with me because I've been a little bit grumpy lately. It's her birthday too, so happy birthday to Jenna.
Happy birthday from Trash Talk.
Yeah, there we go. And then Alvey, Rodney, Ben Ross, Ammerman, Shea, Eric Anderson, Jeremy Bjornberg for setting the fight up. Let's see, and then my sponsors, Advertising Concepts, Primitive Parlor. I forgot to mention that one last time, but they always cut my hair up and do it up the right way before my fight. Except for my last one. I lost my last one, so maybe that's why. But, yeah. I don't really have too many sponsors. Oh, Features, Sports Bar and Grill, that in Holman. And then I think that's about it. If I do forget anybody, I'm really sorry. But
I mean, they definitely understand. We're just over a week out from the fight. I mean, this is the time where, the little things are being done and focus is on the fight. So, I mean, that's definitely understandable. Again, I can't express how excited I am for this fight. This is a crazy card. Damien and I have been talking about it nonstop, kickboxing, Muay Thai during the day.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, there's fights from, I think they start at 3 p.m. all the way to about 10 or 11. So, I mean, and then you're on the pro card. I can't imagine what time you're going to be showing up. I'd assume
late, I think. So we'll see. But I'm pretty sure I'll be a little bit later. I have to imagine. I think they're doing the Muay Thai card first. And then
yeah. Yeah, I believe they're doing the Muay Thai kickboxing card. I think it starts at 3 or 4, and then the MMA card will start at like 7, I believe. So it's going to be a long day of fights. It's going to be a great day of fights. I'm excited. Fans, be sure to reach out to Zach. Go on there, select him as your fighter, get your tickets. If you're not getting them for yourself, it's Christmas. Buy them for your friend. Buy them for your spouse. Buy the tickets. Go support these fighters. Support Zach. Make sure you put his name down. I really do appreciate you taking the time to talk with us tonight. Again, we're nothing without the fighters, and I really do appreciate it. Best of luck to you finishing up the rest of the weight cut, and best of skill in the fight to you, sir.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me again.
Always.
Are you listening? Damn.